Alrighty, yo, what is up, Knights? Just Rick here, bringing you guys a new game on the channel. Well, not technically new. We'll talk about that in a second, but Kingdom Under Fire 2, guys. It just got released 2 days ago. As you guys can see, I'm level 24, max level of 30 in the game currently, and we've really been going in for the past couple days on the stream. And I just want to make an initial gameplay video of this game and my initial impressions. I will be making a full guide on this game as I write the script for it and everything, because there's a lot to say about this game, a lot to say about this version of the game, and that's kind of the thing about it, is that this is actually, I think, the third or fourth time this game has been released. But the thing is, it's been released in other regions, okay? The version that I played some 5 years ago, and I have old videos showcasing me playing it, was on the C server of the game. It was kind of in beta at that time. Since then, you know, it's been released in the Philippines, it's been released in Russia, and those versions of the game lasted a couple of years, you know? So there's a lot of development time that went into the game from when I played it those 5 years ago to now, and there's definitely a lot of changes, even to this world map and everything that you can do in it. There's a lot more content than when I played it, and quite frankly, it's really nice that this is a Western version of the game. These other times I've had to play via VPN, you know, on the Russian server and all that. This time it is hosted for the Western client, basically. It's hosted by GameForge, which is a European company. Usually do free-to-play games like Terra and Elsword. They're the ones who host it in Europe. But then they open the IPs to, you know, basically everyone. Especially Europe and the US servers is where they have it. So you guys can see I'm in the main town right here, and there's, you know, like I said, I want to do a very in-depth guide about it, but I did want to showcase a little bit of how the game plays normally. You know, what you're going to find out when you start playing the game is that there's a lot of beginner type stuff that kind of show you how to play the game. At this point though, when you get to the town of Accolade and you've done a few missions, you know, when you're controlling 3 different troops at once, that's when the game really comes into its own, and you're not just kind of learning how to play it. Now, one thing I wanted to mention about this game as I'm kind of setting up here and picking up my quest to kind of show you, one thing I wanted to mention is that the versions of the games, all of their versions of the games, have been free-to-play games. Okay, this is the first time that GameForge has actually done a buy-to-play system, and that's what they did with this game, and it's a big feature to mention because all iterations of the games prior have been free to play, and they involved a lot of gacha type systems. That's kind of how they promoted people to spend a lot of money in the game, is that they had gacha type systems. This game features a lot of different troops that are all unique from one another, as you guys can see here, and then you kind of like re-roll a gacha type system to get these kinds of troops. They've made it painfully clear, you can check their FAQ and all of that, that they wanted and had to change the game to a buy-to-play model, and to do that they had to change a lot of the features. Most importantly, they had to change the fact that their diamond shop is only going to be featuring your appearance items. You guys can see here, appearance items. We're talking costumes like this one right here. You can kind of see they have all of these items that are sold for diamonds, and diamonds is their premium currency, but you can't really buy anything else, you know, in terms of gameplay effectiveness by using diamonds. You're going to have to use this currency called the cubic. Now, the cubic is something that can only really be earned in game. You have to do quests, you have to do daily quests. It's kind of why there's a big push to try to get to the max level, because you want to try to farm as much cubic as you can, because you're going to need cubic for pretty much everything else. You know, you can buy some potions with cubics, you can expand your inventory with cubics. You know, you can see right here I can expand my inventory a little bit bigger with cubics. You know, there's a lot of different stuff like that you're going to need cubics for, and you just basically need to do daily quests to do that. Again, like I mentioned about the troops kind of thing, they kind of you know, back in the day, you could probably just buy a bunch of troops and just keep re-rolling and pay to win as hell, and you know, gacha game basically. They have tried and desperately needed to, I think, to maintain the popularity of the game. They have removed all those aspects. So trust me when I say that it is buy to play, and you're not going to buy to just start re-rolling in the gambling system. They had to take all those systems out, and then the way that you get better units is to just well, there's a lot of different strategies with it, but basically you have to play the game. You can't just buy your way and pay to win. There are some things like these cosmetics, like for instance the costume that I'm wearing, as well as this warhorse that is diamond, but you don't need this. You know, you're maybe like 5% faster, 10% faster than the default mount that they give you. But you get a mount, you get a costume, you look cool as hell, and that's kind of the extent of, you know, the cash shop influence that this game has. Now, I will mention, the FAQ did say no, there are no plans to make this game free to play in the future, but really that's just kind of lawyer speak to say they're holding that out as a potential option in the future. They're not saying they have no plans now, but who knows in the future. We've seen this happen with many games where they start out buy to play and then become free to play later when maybe the population doesn't increase after a certain while. So who knows when that's going to be the case, but hopefully right now we can enjoy the game as a buy to play game that it is and not have to worry about any kind of pay to win after you've bought the game. But like I said, $30 is going to be the buy-in price, and you can buy extra stuff like I did here. I want to support the devs and give myself some pay-to-win shit like this War Horse. Look at it. But, you know, different tiers of package to get you different goodies. But trust me when I say you're going to need to do a lot of grinding in this game to get the good stuff. I've kind of been talking a lot about how the game is. Those are kind of the things I wanted to talk about at the start because I know there's going to be questions about that. And definitely in the guide video that I make, I'm going to be recovering all of that stuff. So if you guys want more details on that, I'll most likely be covering it in the guide video. Or maybe there's a topic you want me to cover in that guide video. Like I said, it's going to be a pretty long one. But here you can kind of see this is the world map. Now there is a lot of nuances with how they handle gameplay in this game, and like I said, you really want to try to get to the main city of Accolade because that's where the game kind of opens up to how the normal gameplay is. And mostly what you're going to do is you're going to pick up quests in Accolade and you're going to be going into an instance map, and these are all various instances that travel across the land here. So you guys can see there's a level 10 zone, and then you probably have an instance chain that goes over here. You know, they got different types of maps. I'm gonna go ahead and jump to the other town is where they want me to go here, which is way the hell over here. But you can see kind of the beginner instances. There's a big climax dungeon over here. I don't want to do that because that one is very hard and it's like basically total war over there. So I want to try to do the solo instances to try to get myself some levels. But you can see, you know, other people on the world map here just kind of flying around doing their instances. But we've gotten access to a new town, Sunstruck here. Back when I played in the beta version of the game, this was the end game area. So we finally made our way over here. I will complain a little bit that I feel like a lot of the time is, I wouldn't say wasted, but it does seem very tedious to try to go through a lot of these quest lines. A lot of the time I'm going to various areas, and there's a lot of dialogue to go through. I don't want to take that away from this game, but if you're not the kind of person who really cares about the lore and you just want to try to progress in the game, there's a lot of this kind of stuff where you're either in a town or in a field area, and you're just talking and talking and talking to everybody just to try to pick up your quest. This is standard practice, I know, for you know, MMOs, especially ones that have open worlds. They kind of take this to the next level. But the thing about it is, you know, on my channel I focus heavily on playing mostly action-based games, and most of the times what they have is like maybe a general hub world, and then they stick you right back into the instances. And I feel like the instances are where this game shines the most. You know, it's not even close that anything can come even close to how the instances work in this game. Alrighty guys, I've gone into the next area of the game to kind of showcase a little bit of how the gameplay works. Where I'm at right now, I'm currently in a field map. You guys can see I'm in the Windstone Desert, and the main city is the Sunstruck. This new area is going to be kind of half of how the game, well, I wouldn't say half, it's just a big portion of how the game kind of plays. You want to do all of your quests in the region, so obviously open up your map, see what kind of quests you have. I got a couple of other quests down here, but this is kind of how the game is open world works, okay? It's not really an open world, it's still an instance, but it's an instance map. You can see other players on the map kind of doing it. And in this mode right now, I guess you could say, you guys can see a beautiful desert around here. In this mode though, you only play as your hero, so it's a great way to kind of showcase how the action combat goes. You're not controlling any troops out here. There are mobs on the map similar to what you see in Black Desert, and most of your quests are going to revolve around killing these mobs in certain different ways. Here you can kind of see how the action combat works. Now, obviously, when you go into an instance map with when you're playing the game normally, not just in these field maps, I just missed really big skill right there. When you go into the maps normally, it's going to be a lot different than this, but the combat is still going to be the same. So I do want to showcase that right now. Gotta kill these desert hyenas here. Just to kind of showcase how the combat works. Now, the thing about the combat in this game, I'm gonna, you know, say it right now and admit it right now, this game does not feature the best that action combat has to offer. And I will say that I do have a little bit of a pedigree when it comes to that. My YouTube channel has been focused around action combat for like 10 years now. I've only been playing the really good action games, and you know, it's not gonna match up to the likes of Black Desert Online. You know, where Black Desert, it's almost more fun to just go out there and not even follow any kind of quest or anything like that, just to kill mobs, right? Because it's so fun, the action's so fun to play. But you can kind of see how it works, right? So we have, you know, You can control your character as action mode, and you have various skills. Now you can only see I have only 7 skills, and unfortunately this game does not have a lot of the command skills that games like Black Desert have. You know, most of the skills that you're going to be using and attacks you're going to be using are going to be basically chains off what exists off of your main 7 skills, or however many you have right now. So you have a skill chaining system. You only have maybe a skill that comes out of the basic attack. You know, you have different attacks that come out of the basic attack string, just by swinging it. You have dash attacks as well. That's about the extent of the command skills. You're not going to be pressing S and then press left click and then pressing forward and F and doing all these combos. Not like that in this game. How you're going to be doing combos is pressing one of the skills and then chaining that with, you know, a follow-up if it has one. Right here you can see I have a follow-up right here. I'm going to reload my gun here by pressing R, and then, you know, I have a follow-up here that allows me to do a barrage shot like that. I have augments of skills like that right there, which is, it looks kind of the same as the other forward slash I was doing, but if I press right click it does a different type of swing. For instance, you know, I can do various combos that can chain into other skills. Right here I'm doing my forward slash, and I press right click, I go into this skill, which kind of transitions into an AoE attack, but it's still off of the forward slash, so I have to wait the cooldown on forward slash. For instance, if I, you know, use this running attack, and then while I'm reloading my gun, if I press the left click I actually do a dash attack. And like I said, there's augments to a lot of your skills, and there's a lot of skill extensions that can be changed depending on, you know, whether or not it warrants it. Right here I do this spin attack, and I do forward and do a slash attack, or I can go back and do a gun attack. So, but all of them revolve around either my resource here, which you can kind of see I have 6 bullets to use, or just as a follow-up to one of the skills I have. So technically I don't really have all that many skills, if I'm being completely honest. You know, there's not too much that I can do in terms of, you know, changing how the playstyle works, but it is fluid enough. It is, and I'm dying here. Let me use a potion real quick. It is fluid enough to make it, to warrant it, you know, being a pretty decent game. It just doesn't have a lot of variety. And the one thing I'm going to say right now is that I feel like it does feel a lot like the Vindictus Syndrome, where a lot of your attacks seem to have like an aftercast delay, or sometimes you might get punished for using an attack just because it's slow, right? And if an enemy is in the middle of a super armor or doing an attack, you're probably going to get canceled, interrupted, and it's just not as fluid. Like I said, it's not as fluid. You can't cancel moves early most of the time like you would in a game like Black Desert Online. Now here is the unit screen, guys. So before I do an instance, I want to talk a little bit about how the units work. They are an extension of your character, alright? So if you bring up your character menu, this is kind of standard practice. You got normal gear, you got your levels, you've got your character skills, and that's all nice and dandy, and I won't get too much into the details of it all. But what is going to be very unique about this game is that the second half of that, your character is only, I would say, not even half of what the game is really focused around. I'd say the rest of the game is mostly focused around your troops, okay? Your troops, you can see right here, you can rank them up with the stars. It's kind of like in gacha games where you kind of increase the rarity of them, increase their potency, their maximum potential by increasing their rank, but they also are somebody who you can train to give more EXP to actually level them up. So you guys can see level 14, level 18. The best way to level up a character is actually to just bring them into the missions, because they'll get EXP directly. This is more of a reserve EXP that you can use to kind of top people off if you need a little bit of that extra boost. And so, you know, you can level up your characters. You can give your characters or units various gears that they can wear. I think 3 different pieces of equipment to make them stronger. They each have different skills, and all of that is accessed if you press the H key, is accessed here, where they tell you the detailed troop information. Here you guys can see 1-star rank, 2-star rank, what you need to get the different star rankings, what kind of passives that they have when you do pick those up, what kind of skills that they have. Some of these skills you have to get from a skill book, all of the things that you can get with them, and it just kind of tells you what the units do in word form as well as stat form. And it's very detailed. Like I said, the other half of this game is going to be your troop focus, and it's something that you really have to put a little bit of time into. This NPC right here is actually your troop skill instructor, which can actually level up your skills to make them more potent. You know, it's something that is only accessed from these NPCs, where most of your character stuff is just kind of here. In fact, I would say that your own character stuff is massively simplified to most MMOs. You know, you're not really focusing too much. All of these action skills right here are picked up automatically. All of your passive skills are picked up automatically, special skills leveled up automatically. Your mastery skills are the only ones that you have any freedom to choose which one that you want, and then your skill list tells you what kind of skills you have and how to perform them all. Same with your combos, and if you want to get really into depth on how to do them, if you have them available, here's how you do it. But most of the other stuff, and I would say even the more important stuff, is here with the troops. You know, you want to level up your troops and their skills to make them more potent. So I do want to mention that because it is a core feature of the game. In fact, as we're going to be jumping into here, in instances you need both your hero character as well as your troop characters to be able to effectively clear any kind of content in this game. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into that. Alrighty guys, we're going to be jumping into an instance. I've already failed this one time, so hopefully this next time it's going to be a little bit better. But the problem is there's this transport we got to keep alive, and he keeps fucking dying. So anyway, guys, I want to try to showcase a little bit how the combat works. As you guys can see, I wanted to showcase the combat as it exists at level 21 plus, because that's when you get access to all 3 of your units. Up until this point, you'll have access to some of the units. You'll have like access to 1 at a time. You know, you'll get progressively more as time goes on. But as you guys can see here, got 3 different units, and they're all doing have various roles. This is my Crusader infantry unit. Their role is to just kind of get aggro and get people off of my range units, which are in the back right now. You see my riflemen shooting the shit out of everybody. And then I casted a meteor right on this location. So those are due to my wizards. They have some really good AoE damage, and they kind of have some great CC to kind of get people off of, well, basically take care of groups of enemies, which you're going to see that's kind of the main focus in this game, is there's hella groups of enemies. So trying to manage all of that is something that you have to keep in mind. You know, you have to keep your troops active at any time, otherwise you're losing DPS, and so it's something you have to micromanage. You have to play your own character, obviously, but then manage your troops as well. Now, luckily, there is a way to kind of control all troops at once. You know, a macro, I can set them to either guard me, go into support strategy, or go into you know, control them individually. I can click on them as well. I can control the map any which way. And then have them do various skills right now. Now I know I'm going to get ambushed right here, so I'm going to set my range characters a little bit further back, because you guys can see I'm getting absolutely ambushed here. Crusaders come battle for me. I have some perfect position to hit them with a meteor, and then I'm going to have my, you know, I can individually control my riflemen to attack as well. So meteors are getting casted here. I can also cast a fire skill right here. And there you go. You can see just how effective AoE moves are in this game, at least for kind of this PvE content. Having AoE units is almost, you know, guaranteed necessary because of how useful it is. Now, obviously, your character can do some work too, but I don't think nearly as well. It is a good idea, you know. Yes, you can control your riflemen to, you know, shoot an enemy, you know, click on an enemy if you want them to shoot a particular one. But oftentimes what happens is once they kill an enemy, then they're waiting for orders on what to do next, which, as you guys can see there was like 100 different types of troops that were available to, you know, that were ambushing me. And after they kill one of them, it's just they stop attacking. So you got to keep that in mind, that you have to, it's a good idea to put your troops into a certain mode, whether that be offensive mode or defensive mode, to kind of make sure that, oh, please don't step on that, to kind of make sure that, oh my god, my thing just took damage. That your troops are not just kind of standing around. Now I'm going to have my riflemen and wizards get back again, because it looks like we're going to get ambushed yet again. Except this time there's going to be some artillery fire, which this is kind of what I'm saying that, oh man, meteor shower got canceled because my wizards came with me over here. I don't know why my wizards came with me there, but I'm going to have my crusaders intercept these guys down here, and have my wizards cast a meteor onto the artillerymen over here, because they're going to do a lot of damage to that scorpion if I don't do anything about them. So the wizards will take care of those guys. My crusaders are kind of trying to interrupt those guys, and I can also cast another fire skill over here. And these guys are trying to set up their artillery again. I'm telling you, these guys can do a lot of work to your guys if you don't take them out. So here you can kind of see double shot right there. And you can see all of my guys are waiting for commands right now, and that's because, you know, I didn't set them to a different mode. So right here, gonna try to cast a meteor again on this location. I'm also gonna cast a quick healing skill, because what's happening right now is my guys are getting fucked up. I'm gonna cast a healing skill right here to hopefully try to heal this unit. I'm not sure if he can be healed actually, but I'll try it. Yeah, he can be healed with my skill. So your troops obviously have skills, and your hero has skills as well. So make sure to utilize those skills, especially in these types of missions where you want to try to keep something alive. You do need a little bit of recovery, and that's kind of what the gunslinger provides, a little bit of healing, troop healing, and ally healing as well. So it's really nice. Didn't play that one very well, guys. In fact, there's a guy still up here shooting. Look at this fuck. Get out of here, man. Okay. And the Scorpion just keeps on going. Please don't step on that. Actually, I think I just have to take care of this one. In fact, I'm going to cast another healing just in case on this asshole. Okay. Now this time, Rifleman, you stay here and don't move. Meanwhile, my Crusaders should be coming with me. And big war going on right here. I'm going to be casting the meteor from this location, and they're receiving range damage. So, let's go ahead and take these guys out. Again, like I said, they're going to be doing a lot of damage. Thought I cast a meteor over there. I think I casted the wrong skill, actually. And right now, I got elite units on me. There you go. Get that meteor going. Get this fire going over there. And then have them go to attack mode. And that should be able to help a little bit. I'm going to cast another healing on this guy. What happened? What the hell happened there? That was weird. You can see a lot going on right now. I wonder if I can keep my my Scorpion alive here. It's getting really bad. Oh my god. Getting knocked down like crazy too. And I don't have enough SP right now. I have to fight to get SP, so can't cast Meteor just yet. I'm gonna cast it now though. And great CC ability right here. And insta-give that guy, that's nice. Now the reason why I bring the marksman is because they're really good against single target enemies. So whenever there's like a elite mob like there is right here, I can cast this skill right here on this captain. I can pretty much one-shot him with my rifleman. So that's kind of the nice thing about having that, is they do a lot of damage to single target. Now I say that as they are, you know, not doing very much damage, but trust me when I say they can do a lot of damage to single target. But I haven't upgraded them in a while, so that's probably why they're not doing as much. Got away from that attack, but not that one. Right there, my Crusaders just went to go take care of the last of the mortarmen that were over there. This is my biggest skill right here, to hit single target. And my units are coming back, man. That's what happens when you send your units on offensive mode. They just kind of keep going in on people, man. So these guys are doing quick work of, making quick work of you, buddy. And this guy has a lot of HP. Okay. And that should have been the mission right there. So that was a pretty tough mission, guys. I had to use my HP or my heal a couple times on the transport here because they keep on dying. So just stuff you have to do, guys. You have to micromanage your troops a little bit. I mean, I did it all right. Not very great, but you know, if you're not the kind of person who likes playing the RTS mode, because I feel like a lot of the end game is going to be focused around you micromanaging, you know, your units, you know, micromanaging your big range, you know, big nuking units like your wizards. They have to be micromanaged properly. Using your big AoE skills in the right location, building up a little bit of SP. Actually, we're not done yet. I thought we were done already. So, okay, never mind. That's the next mission. Yeah. Took 8 minutes or so. So you can see that was kind of like a transport mission. You know, we got ambushed a couple times, and you know, you do have to micromanage. A lot of the time that I was fighting right there, Some of my guys are just kind of standing waiting around for orders. You don't want that to happen, so that's where you kind of use your all troop command and kind of have them set to either attack somebody, just attack somebody, or do something. Meanwhile, you know, you're casting skills and waiting for getting enough SP to cast some skills. So that's kind of how the action works in this game. I wanted to show that off. I wanted to show off at least one instance that was just like a basic regular instance that we can access from the field. There's a lot of other instances, a lot of different types of instances, bigger battles, you know, that require more people, up to 8 people, and every one of those person has 3 troops that they manage. So there's a lot to this game. I think that is the game's main focus, that mission I just did right there, and that is the appeal of this game. If it was just an action game, if it was just an RTS game, I don't think it would work on its own. It's the combination of the two that makes this game appealing, and that's why, guys, I will be playing this game a lot more on the channel as I level up my characters to the max level. I'll probably level 3 different characters. I'm thinking this guy, Ranger, and Berserker, and we'll be making content for them as time progresses, I think, in this game, because I'm really enjoying the game, guys. I'm really liking it so far, and I really do like, you know, the change of pace from the games that I have been playing over the year. The game mostly that I've been playing, you know, DFO. It is a change of pace from that. It is, you know, back to the action genre that I'm used to with the point and click and the, you know, action combat. But then it also adds that extra unique element that you're not going to find in any other MMO out there right now. You know, currently that's why there's so many fans of this game, is because it's so unique. It is a very unique game, and I want to play this more and showcase this more on the channel. So, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. There was a little bit of, just a very little bit of a taste of my first impressions, I guess, of the video. Like I said, want to make, I just got a little right there. I do want to make a guide video on this. Or a review video, I should say, a review video on this game, kind of going into the systems a little bit more in depth, my opinions of stuff like that. But for now, guys, let's go ahead and end the video here, and maybe in the next video we'll try out Ranger, maybe go to Lesser Zone, do that review video for sure, and, you know, make more content in this game, because I'm excited. I'm loving this game so far. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you nights later.